Hi, I'm Ulysses,
And I'm Henry.
and this is Comics Odyssey. And today we're doing something a little special, a little treat. We're going to do an episode where we discuss specifically Spirit Girl comics. I got three out now that have shown some evolution and growth. So we're just going to talk about this and also making comics in general. I'll give you the basic idea. Um, she's a rural superhero in the town of Hairy Bear, which is in the province of Edgemont in the continent of Northland on the planet of to be disclosed. And it's kind of comes from my thinking for ever since I was a kid how a rural superhero might work. And then everything that I learned since, of course, about stories and comics and mythology and all that stuff, I've put into here. And I was looking at these the other day, and what's interesting about this is the growth I've shown as an artist and as a writer as it went along. And you can see behind here, I we can maybe look at it a little bit later. Some pages that I'm penciling for issue 4. Um, issue 1 and 2 are available at my website, comicsodyssey.ca, and you can read them for free digitally, and you can buy issue 3 until issue 4 comes out, and then that'll be available digitally, and issue 4 will be on sale physically. So, and these are all printed at home, so I can print the amount that I want. I'm don't not doing big print runs of 1,000 comics or something. I'm just basically starting out, so I can print basically print on demand. You order one, I make it, I staple it, I cut it, and I send it to you, and that's how it works. Um,
So,
what else?
I'm sorry, I was going to ask you a question.
Oh, go ahead and ask me a question.
So, I haven't read all of them. I do
Yeah,
remember the first one.
yeah,
So I'm kind of curious about Spirit Girl's powers. I
yeah.
believe she can fly, right?
She can fly.
But
Yeah.
she can also communicate telepathically with animals.
So
Am I
the
getting that
idea,
right?
yeah, it's she can fly. She has super strength, and she has this thing where she can mimic the abilities of animals, but she's reluctant to use those powers because it actually weakens the animal, which is demonstrated in the first issue where there's a buffalo stampede,
Right.
and she tries instead to put a boulder in front of the buffaloes, but the buffaloes just divert, and so she has to try to stop them some other way. So she summons the power of the buffalo and roars at the buffaloes, and they all stop in because they respect her. But it does weaken the animal, and that factors in issue 2 when they're lost in the woods, and their trusty dog Shauna
Oh
gets injured,
yeah.
and uh, they don't. Of course, she can mimic, the dog's tracking ability, but she doesn't have the dog's intuition and wisdom and instincts and all that. But she tries anyway, which weakens the dog and kills her. But the dog's owner, the ranger Dave, who's another main character, insists that she does that because they are hunting whoever killed these animals, has been killing these animals in the valley, and killed these two hunters in that cabin.
Yeah, but like
So,
you were trying to make me cry when the dog died. So, so
yeah.
when it weakens the animals, does it weaken them permanently or just temporarily?
Well, there's what's interesting for me is that I wanted to give her like an other power, not just flight and strength, just to kind of spice it up and make it interesting.
Hmm.
And I didn't quite know where that was going to go, so it complicated matters, right? So now I know how I will resolve this in future stories in terms of the evolution of her powers. So I'm going to leave that question open for now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And now, so why the name Spirit Girl? Why did you choose that name for her?
Yeah. So eventually it's going to be explained in a story.
Okay.
I'm 100% planning to like write in this fictional universe for the rest of my life. And I'm skipping the origin story where the full explanation of why she's called that until I tell the origin story, which is not going to be for a while. We're going to do the adventures first, but essentially it means she represents the spirit of the valley of Bear Valley.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so Stormhand, he is the criminal mastermind or the leader of these goat people, the satyrs, for lack of a better term.
yeah. So they're called the Kal, and there's a whole lore behind them, which I explore in issue 3. In issue 3, we go 1,000 years in the past. This is actually like a draft, like a kind of like a early print that didn't print right, and then that's why there's pieces of tape and stuff where I was
Oh,
taking
this
notes.
particular one. Okay.
Yeah, this copy here, and yeah, so we go show you another map. I love maps. We go in the land of Estland, 1,000 years in the past, or in the mythic past, to explain the origin of why there's goat people all of a sudden coming down the valley. And turns out, way back when in Estland, there was a race of giants that came down from the mountains and allied themselves with the kingdom of Estland, represented by the king here. And it was a bit of an uneasy alliance. These people were forbidden to learn the art of sorcery. But the chieftain of the Kal, his daughter was caught doing spell work. And so the king said, we'll see what we make of that, but, you're in trouble. But it was sort of what would we call, sort of like a trick, sort of, because he sends his guards at night here to go arrest the giant, or rather apprehend his daughter. And you don't get between a man and his family, right? So he
Right.
kills these guys, and essentially making him and his entire people, public enemy number one. So he understands this, leaves under cover of night, and the sorcerer, the mage, apprentice to the archmage, had helped him. And he says, sorry, bud, you're on your own now. And what happens is the mage curses the people to live in the mountains as goats do, never to come down again, which transforms them into goats, prisoners of the mountains. Centuries later, generations pass. The bitterness of that schism is passed from generation to generation, which forms the younger kids, right? And
kids literally.
yeah, there you go. So this one kid says, I'm gonna break this curse when I grow up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his mother's like, no, you're more of a warlike person. So he takes the name of War Goat. But his cousin, his cousin well, we'll get to the cousin. As they're sparring here, War Goat falls into a cavern, and
Mhm.
they wander these caves for decades, and they kind of develop a new culture. From scarce resources, they becoming even more warlike, more savage. You know, they're killing each other. They
Okay.
encounter monsters and make attempts at taming them until finally um, he finds a way out, another entrance on the other side of the cave, and there's other people, other goat people there, right?
Mhm.
So instead of introducing themselves to their goat kin, they're warriors now. So they just kill. So they slaughter this
Attack!
entire. Yeah. Um, this was fun to draw. It's just like.
You did
Yeah.
so that goat face a few pages back was very well done, and pages before that, one of your panels made it obvious to me that that the one character was a giant. So I
Yeah.
had not noticed that before. I had not noticed the scale. That's the face I'm talking about right there.
This one here.
That one there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nicely done.
Thanks. This was fun
So
to
I'm
draw too.
guessing from where I sit, it seems like an obvious conclusion that in the present, the goat warriors are responsible somehow for that initial buffalo stampede.
That's right. So what happened is that he found his way in the caves to a different continent, the continent of Northland, right? So in
Okay.
this world, there's a whole underworld, a network of caves that they call the veins. Um, so what they did, they came out and they devised a plan to break this curse, but specifically, the cousin of War Goat says, "I've got an idea." So they do this uh, dark ritual that he gets his hand cut off, and it gets replaced
Mm.
with a storm hand.
Hence the name.
Yes, so he's got the power of the storm in his hand. All this stuff, this writing is a language that I created from scratch. Let me get my.
Oh, wow.
These are my. It's called a conlang. That's what like fictional languages.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so these
Oh,
are my notes on the grammar and the pronunciation and the accents and the typography. These are a bunch of words.
holy cow. You really did get into the world building.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I really wanted it, even though I use it just a little bit. I wanted there to be like something behind it here, right? This is how he speaks. He speaks in that
Right.
language, right? In these special moments, intense moments, they speak that way. And so it took me a couple of weeks, but I got a rudimentary um, grammar and a rough framework for generating more words and um, more speech from this. Um, and the whole idea is that it's based on all the French phonemes. So all phonemes are the sounds of a language
Okay. Right. Yeah.
with just a little bit of stuff that's like outside, that's more exotic, right? So
Okay.
that when it's should it ever be spoken in I don't know, animation or something, or radio plays, I don't know, or God forbid a movie, it would sound like a distant, like a ancient cousin of French, maybe, right?
So it would have the patterns and rhythms of an actual language,
Yeah,
not
it's
just
not.
nonsense syllables or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and yeah, there's a whole lore behind why French. It's um, yeah. I like to go deep into the world building so that I feel that the place is real, so that even though I'm not like an expert writer, at least I'm coming from a real, sincere place, you know?
Yeah. No, I like this. I like that you did this.
Yeah.
And your first language was French. Are you still fluent in it, I assume?
Yeah, yeah. My first language was a French dialect, and I speak French. Yeah. No, I never lost that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So anywho, issue 4 will be going to Hairy Bear Valley, and Stormhand is now a scout in Hairy Bear Valley, and after this are the events of issue 1 and 2 from the perspective of the denizens of the Hairy Bear Valley, namely Spirit Girl and Ranger Dave.
Right.
They don't know what's going on, but this reveals it. He's been going around the valley and slaughtering animals, and also must have encountered those 2 hunters and slayed them. I'll show you some pencil work from issue 4. Hang on. Everything. I got so many pens here. Pens and pencils. All I got for cups is I use Tim Hortons cups. Hopefully it's in this one. Yeah. Show you some of this. After here. Show you at least that. Yeah, show you that after. So these are the pencils I'm working on for issue 4, which will be the conclusion of this first story.
Okay, so we're not far from that.
Yeah, so I've got 9 pages pretty much done. So this thing is like the confrontation between the hero and the villain. And
I see. It looks like more action and less detective work now at this point.
Exactly. It's page 1. Punching.
Mm-hmm.
Page 2. More punching, fighting. Right.
Punching with a purpose.
Yeah. I had a great time drawing these. This is from my light box. If you look on my Substack, I did a post about building a light box so I could loan this panel. And
that is a really nice perspective, by the way, with the foreshortening on the
this
shotgun.
Guy here, eh?
Yeah.
And here you're starting to be able to see that he's a giant. You can tell he's bigger. I might redraw this actually. I'm not sure that I'm happy with this. Again, we got that.
Little French language again.
Yeah.
With your own alphabet. Yeah, I've been watching your skill level evolve in real time, and it's fascinating.
Yeah, we'll put it side by side there. There's a page here. You can really see the effect of him being a giant here.
Yeah, it's obvious there.
He's a bit closer to us, but it's still, you can really tell that and the
Mhm.
wolf is a giant as well. Yeah, and then here is the issue plan for the next few years, depending how quickly I can churn them out. This is a preliminary sketch for the villain in issue 5, and I've got to issue 24 planned out, but that can move. It might be 23, it might be 28,
Mhm.
and I already got some very loose, ideas for what comes after that, right? So, and this is a sketch of Bear Lake, and there's not going to be a bridge. And this is just planning out the districts of Hairy Bear and all the different things that are going to be in there. And what I can't show you is my map that I'm working, which is 4 sheets of 11 by 17. I'm working on that, and I'm going to be placing all these things here and actually mapping out where the hockey rink is and the arcade is and the diner is and all that, so that when I go draw these things, I can look refer to what's nearby if I need to include those things in the shot as well, right?
Now you mentioned that you plan to work on this indefinitely, an ongoing, continuing series. Is it always going to be focused on Spirit Girl? Are you going to have more heroes to throw into the mix? Is it always going to be? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm able to work on this for the rest of my life. Of course, if God has different plans for me, then I'll follow His plans because they're better. But I'm able to. But it's funny you asked that. I don't want to say too much, but there's going to be the title Spirit Girl is going to experience some pretty serious shakeups, and I'm not beholden to like Marvel DC. Well, we gotta keep these guys going because there's commercial, we have sponsors and commercial interests. Like I can just do things, right?
Yeah.
So, I've got loads of villains planned. I also have, preliminary sketches for other characters. I'm going to solidify as much as I can the Spirit Girl character and her cast of characters supporting. She has, mom and dad, little brother. The diner I'm hoping to make pretty important with it's a lot of it's about small town life and what does that mean, and what does it mean when things get shaken up, and why small town? Are they important, or are they just thrown away? And more here, I'll give you a hint. There's a chunk of this sketchbook where I've drawn a lot of matadors. I'll put it that way.
I did notice.
Look at all these bullfighters, right? Right. So I tend to not necessarily sketch randomly. Not everything in here means something, but like this is the monster that they encountered in the cave, right? So
looks monstrous.
So that's the idea of Behind Spirit Girl. Once again, thank you for indulging me. I'm having fun. I've got notebooks full of notes, and as I get like at the beginning, well, we'll compare here, right? Just this artwork here, right? Obviously, I'm improving.
Yes, for sure. I did like from the very beginning. I did like the way you drew some of those buffalo.
I did have fun drawing that.
Yeah,
Like, look at that. I mean, I've
the
obviously,
spirit girl herself. You've um you've really come a long way for like presenting her form
yeah,
in later issues.
and expressions. I've gotten a lot better with expressions, and um, yeah. And Ranger Dave, I just had really no grasp really of that character. Like, look at how I draw that guy versus, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's I
big
really got it.
difference.
Yeah. So, but I threw myself in, right? I didn't want to wait to be perfect. My philosophy is more like better to do something poorly than to do nothing, right? So I
It's a
just
good
went ahead and
philosophy.
yeah, I wanted to have something here so that I would have something to fix.
Yeah.
Right. So
Well, everybody started somewhere, including Bob Kane, Bill Finger,
yeah,
Siegel
exactly.
and Schuster. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be I mean I'm having a good time, but I'm looking forward to getting out of the goat thing because I've drawn a lot of goats. After this, it's going to be a whole bunch of one shots. Like each one is going to be
Oh, okay.
a different villain or threat. So that and spend more time fleshing out the town of Hairy Bear and just the regular folk who live there, the detectives, because obviously she's going to be dealing with the police and stuff, and so that'll be fun.
Well, I
What
am
else?
curious about the choice to go monochrome
Yeah,
with just the red accents.
yeah.
Was there? Do you?
Well, time saving is one thing.
Well,
I
for
mean,
sure. Yeah.
I like black and white.
Uh huh.
Uh, Black, white, and red is just a strong, color
It is a
scheme.
striking color scheme. Yeah.
Yeah. So the time it takes me to color just the red as opposed to color everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saving a lot. Um, in the long run, I may, when introducing other characters, maybe I'll introduce a yellow character.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll see how it goes. Let's say this takes off. Well, maybe there is budget to hire a colorist. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
But I am fond of the black and white.
Well, I was just curious if it was a stylistic choice because sometimes that is.
Yeah,
Most famously, I guess, from Sin City.
yeah. So it is a stylistic choice that converges with my budget limitations and time limitations.
Gotcha. Well, and
Um,
I sure understand the time limitations on coloring.
I had fun doing this because I used to work for a weekly newspaper in a small town, right?
Okay.
And I was a layout artist and a graphic designer, and I designed so many of these throwaway ads, right?
Yeah.
And it was
You've even
kind
got the
of,
bodybuilding ad down there.
yeah. So I kind of combined my experience doing that, doing classified layouts, with my love of old comic book ads. This is
Yeah.
an ad for martial arts, you know, um,
Okay.
learn judo,
Bullies
karate.
fear our students.
Yeah, exactly. Uh,
I still remember the bully that made a man out of Mac.
um, this iron fueled system is scientifically designed to forge steel muscle, right? But I put this in as world building because each of these, well, I'll give you an example. Like, this one is probably the most obvious. Harry Bear Military Museum discovered Northland's proud history. See the Edgemont designed G-Man exosuit prototype up close. We fire it up every Saturday at 1 p.m. Bring your own earplugs, right? So
That's really cool.
it's like foreshadowing, right?
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun to do. But all of these, if you read all of these, if you don't, you're not missing anything. But if you read all of these in 3 years, you might see like, oh, this stove. Oh, this stove is important, right? You know?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, good times. And I'm going to continue including a crossword puzzle or, a word search or something in each of these because there's some of the people who read them that really like them. So, and I find it adds value because I got to charge to not lose too much money on these. I got to charge $6 so that I'm still losing money because it's all handmade and stuff. But
yeah,
to not lose too much, I got to charge $6. Well, $6 for a comic, it's a lot to ask. So I'm making them 32 pages long. That's going to be the formula going forward. They're all going to be 32 pages. If my story is only 20, then I'm going to add another backup story or articles, or I'm going to add stuff, right? I'm going to fill 32 pages every time, plus a crossword puzzle that might take you, I don't know, an hour to make or something, right? So you're getting something, hopefully, that, you can spend some time with if you want. $6 plus the shipping from Canada. I'm trying to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've said enough things about this. Thanks everyone for your attention. See you in the next one. God bless.